Alright, so the time is upon us. UFC 239, that goes down July 6th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. That card is just plainly stacked from head to toe. I mean, there's so many fights there, it is unbelievable. However, the one fight we're going to talk about is obviously the main event. For the light heavyweight title, we got Jon Bones Jones taking on Thiago Santos in a 5-round main event war. Now, a lot of things are going to be said about this match. Obviously, Thiago Santos brings that power, and Jon Jones, well, he speaks for himself through his actions in the octagon. He is clearly regarded as one of the best MMA fighters ever, period, of all time. However, he's taking a very dangerous and very active Thiago Santos. So Thiago Santos is on a 4-fight win streak. He fought 5 times in 2018. Yes, that's correct. 5 times. And this will be his 3rd time fighting in 2019. And this would be his 19th UFC appearance, while Jon Jones, well, GOAT, greatest of all time, is currently on a 15-fight win streak and will be making his 21st UFC appearance. And a fun fact here, there's only a 2-fight discrepancy between the two, but Jon Jones made his debut back in 2008, while Thiago Santos made his UFC debut back in 2013. So first things first, while we get to the main event, into the prediction of who I think is going to win and why I think so, let's dive into the odds. According to oddshark.com, Jon Jones is the heavy minus 549 favorite, which means for every $549 you spend and Jon Jones win, you will get $100. While for Thiago Santos, he is a massive underdog as a plus 450, meaning for every $100 you spend, you could potentially win $450 if Thiago Santos gets his hand raised at the end of the night. But let's dive into the UFC light heavyweight champion, Jon Jones. Holds a professional record of 24 wins, 1 loss. Like I said earlier, he's on a 15-fight win streak, and he is only 31 years of age. In the last 5 fights, I mean, he took out Glover Teixeira in 2014, beat Daniel Cormier 2015, beat OSP in a return fight in 2016, and obviously he had that no contest head kick victory overturned by the commission after he was popped for illegal supplements when he head kicked Daniel Cormier. That was in 2017, and since then 2018 came back and squashed the beef against him and Alexander Gustafsson when he took him out in the 3rd round, and he had a unanimous decision victory over the ever tough, ever talented Lionheart Anthony Smith. And there's really not much to say about Jon Jones. He's long, he's smart, he's physically just gifted, an animal. His brothers are all football players. He has really good genetics. The thing that highlights for me in Jon Jones is his fight IQ. He knew that Anthony Smith was a dangerous opponent and really took his time to pick him apart. Didn't think that he was overly confident in that match. And yes, he did win every fight, but I still think he showed very, very drastic, mature improvements in that match against Lionheart. And of course, the victories over Daniel Cormier, the PED supplements, the cocaine addiction. Who knows how good Jon Jones really is. But the fact is, he is the light heavyweight champion. He is undefeated. The only blemish on Jon Jones' professional mixed martial arts career came at the hands of Steve Mazzagatti when it was ruled a DQ after he full mounted Matt Hamill and delivered illegal downwards elbows. But enough of Jon Jones. Let's take a look at Thiago Santos. Holds a professional record of 21 wins, 6 losses. He is currently 35 years old and a 4-fight win streak. And the thing that really impresses me with Thiago Santos is how active he is. If you look back at 2018 in February, I mean, he had a win over Anthony Smith, lost to David Branch, and then came back what started his amazing 4-fight win streak over the likes of Kevin Holland, Eric Anders, Jimmy Manuwa, and then Jan Blachowicz. And you know, one thing to note about Thiago Santos is his UFC career spans quite a while. He's fought a lot of great individuals, namely Eric Spicely, Gegard Mousasi, Nate Marquardt, Elias Theodoro, Uriah Hall, Cesar Ferreira, and really the list continues throughout. He's had a long UFC career, and like I said earlier, I mean, he only kicked it off in 2013 at UFC 163 Aldo vs Korean Zombie. Now let's take a deep dive into their stats comparison before I give you guys my final prediction here. The striking, Jon Jones has a significant strikes landed per minute at 4.48, while Thiago Santos actually has significant strikes landed as 5.01. So he edges Jones in a significant striking department, which is a bit surprising because both these men have almost equal UFC and MMA experience. But one thing I gotta highlight here is the average fight time. Jon Jones doubled the average fight time of Thiago Santos with 14:31 versus Santos' 6:38. If you look at the striking accuracy, Jon Jones is 7% more accurate than Thiago Santos. Significant strikes absorbed, pretty similar with 2.05 for Jon Jones and 2.16 from Mr. Santos. And their striking defense also pretty similar, 64% for Jon Jones, 60% for Thiago Santos. But the grappling is where the real difference shows. Takedown average per 15 minutes, Jon Jones is 2 times more of the takedown initiator than Thiago Santos with 2.07 versus 1 of Thiago Santos's. Takedown accuracy 47% versus 40% really doesn't mean much because Thiago Santos rarely looks for takedowns. Takedown defense, Jon Jones has the best takedown defense with 95% versus Thiago Santos' 67%. So who do I think is going to win this match and why? Well, first off, I want to say just looking at the stats, looking at the momentum Thiago Santos has, I do not agree with the betting spread. I don't think Thiago Santos necessarily is a plus 450 underdog, while Jon Jones necessarily should be a minus 500 favorite, but I do understand why they're going to make those odds. I really think it just depends on Jon Jones and whoever he's fighting that's not named Daniel Cormier, where the spread's going to be so massive and so big. I think if you really want to take a ballsy move, put your money on Thiago Santos. He absolutely has that puncher's chance. But my prediction for this fight is if Jon Jones is going to be a smart fighter, which he definitely will be because he already hinted about the fight with Daniel Cormier, the trilogy, moving up to heavyweight, he is going to approach this as a way to just get the victory and not really put on a fancy performance. By that, I think he's going to take Thiago Santos down, control him, soften him up with blows, keep his distance, make sure it doesn't go in the pocket of Thiago Santos, soften him up, take him down, and find that submission within 3 rounds. So that's my prediction, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment who you think is going to win and why. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, have an excellent day.